This is One on One.
On a wing or on a prayer, you'll get there only with your voice.
Be attentive, be inventive, be the first one to rejoice. With a story in your heart, you won't need any other choice. You're a hero, fighting dragons, winning wars. Be the hero, and the world will still be
Big Fish, right here. Kate Baldwin, Tony-nominated actress from Big Fish right there on Broadway. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you. By the way, I just found out before we got on the air, one of the most fascinating things other than the fact that you have been nominated for great awards and you're in Big Fish, and you had a great career. Right behind me, you know I wasn't going to let that go. Right behind
I
me.
know you'd open with it.
See, yeah, well, I'm going to open with it, right? That's how you know the show's not rehearsed. Right here, we're 66 in Broadway here in the heart of Lincoln Center. What did you tell me right behind me?
One of my first sublets was right in that building that I'm looking at, right behind your ear there.
When you
And
first got here?
Yeah, and it was a one-bedroom, and 3 of us lived in it together.
1999. And could you also share the message you got from home?
Well, I think that year in the Christmas card, my parents, who have a sense of humor,
Yes.
wrote in the Christmas card, Kate has just moved to New York. Unfortunately, she is jobless and homeless. Because I was subletting from friends.
Yes,
I
of course.
didn't have my name on a lease anywhere, so they considered that. And I think anybody who doesn't live in New York doesn't understand how hard it is to find a good place to live.
How hard?
It is hard.
How about finding work?
Yeah, and finding work too. But you know, if you have enough friends with enough couches to crash on,
Right.
and you keep getting up at bat, you're eventually going to hit something.
When did you know?
No.
You know.
When did I know that I wanted to do this for a living?
Yeah.
Gosh, I had a hard time admitting that I wanted to do it for a living. Yeah, I was a good student, and I really liked school. So even through college, even though I was majoring in theater, I wasn't sure that I was actually going to pursue this as a career. It wasn't until my senior year of college I booked a job in a local theater in Chicago, and they handed me my first paycheck, and that's what I think. Oh, okay, yeah, I think I can do this now.
The confidence to do it.
Yeah.
Was there.
Yeah, and this business is one that, you know, oftentimes you hear people say, you don't choose it, it chooses you. There are tons of talented people, wonderful actors, wonderful singers, who, I think it's also a business of tenacity. If you can just keep going long enough and survive, you're going to be fine.
What do you love about Big Fish?
Oh my gosh, I love the story of Big Fish. I love that it sort of exists in these dual worlds. There's a story, a very real story about a family struggling to understand each other. You know, the central character is Edward Bloom. I play his wife, Sandra Bloom. We have a son, Will Bloom. And the father and son don't understand each other, and they don't appreciate each other for who they are. It's my job to make peace and to get them to appreciate each other. And then we also have this dual world where the production numbers in the show are these fantastical stories that Edward Bloom loves to tell. He loves to exaggerate the events of his life and make them into imagined stories with giants and mermaids and circuses.
You dance in this.
I do dance in this.
You're trained dancer?
Can you call it dancing?
Come on, what do you do?
It's jumping around. It's a lot of jumping around and flailing, but you know, I think what people do, what Twyla Tharp does, is dancing. I don't know if what I do is dancing.
But you're trained in a lot of different areas.
Yes, I was a dancer in high school and in college.
That's a heck of a cast. What's it
Sure
like
is.
being with a cast like this?
Oh, it's remarkable. What I love about this cast is that Susan Stroman, who's our director, has a certain type of dancer that she looks for. Usually, they're tall, leggy women. So you've got these beautiful, gorgeous, tall, leggy women, and then the ensemble is filled with character guys, and so they're all funny guys.
Right.
So you've got these glamazons, and then and then trying to make them laugh at every turn are the character guys. So it's a really fun backstage. It's a really
It's so interesting when you leave a successful initiative like this, a play like this, because when you do television, right, you have a great situation like this, but you just never know. One never knows. And I always wonder, I mean, for us, it's based on a lot of variables. Can you bring in the underwriting, the sponsorship, and blah, 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 blah. Is it that much different for people in your profession because you move from thing to thing, or do you have to have a lot of irons in the fire?
Well, I think it's probably
Or do you figure
little bit of
it'll all
both.
work out?
Well, in a way, you do have to have that blind faith, in a way.
Blind faith?
Well, I mean, you think, gosh, I've been doing this for 16 years, and I've been able to make a living doing it, you know? And so I hope that there will be a 17th year. And if history shows me anything, it's that I will continue. So, you know, so far, so good.
Is the key just to be good at what you do, when you do it, in front of whomever, and say, hey, listen, someone's going to see it?
Yes, and I think also being a good citizen, you know, sort of like being fun to work with, being easy to work with.
There's a lot to be said for that.
I think so too.
I think
it goes a long way.
I think people who say it doesn't matter how I act and how I am with other people don't get that.
I agree.
I'm sorry, I digress. But,
No. Yeah, no, I think there is a lot to be said for being, you know, easy to work with, and also generating your own work, you know.
Generating your own work.
Well, you know.
Talk about that.
I'm looking at, there's a great nightclub here in town called 54 Below. I don't know if
Yeah, from the old Studio.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you look at me and you say, hey, you used to probably party at Studio 54, which I actually did.
You did?
On the back end of it. Whoa. Believe me, it wasn't with Mick Jagger and that crowd. It was on the back end when it was about to close.
All right.
Trust me.
All right. Well, it has
because now it's...
Now it's a theater.
Yes.
Now that space is Studio 54, and it's owned by the Roundabout, and they put on plays there and musicals there. But there's also a nightclub that's there. So I'm looking at, you know, generating your own work. I mean, putting together an evening of songs, a concert with stories and things like that. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
By the way, remind me, folks, who we had recently. Alice, the actress Alice.
Ripley.
Linda Lavin, who was performing there as well because she did what you just said. She wanted to sing. She put this together, and she did the same sort of thing for her. I love the idea that you're saying put your own thing together.
Sure. I mean, I think that's half the time that's what you end up doing anyway, because you think, oh, there's not a part for me in that, or I'm not right for this, or they're not seeing me for that. And I think you've got to, you know, create your own. What's going to make you happy? What's going to, you know, make you shine?
I love when people think something's going to come to me. Well, that's great, except in the meantime, I'm going to create something for myself and make it happen, and I'm betting on you.
Thank you.
I have a feeling a lot of good things are going to happen for you.
Thank you. That's nice.
And it's wonderful for you to come into our studio here in Lincoln Center. Do you mind if I plug it one more time?
Not at all.
Kate Baldwin is a Tony-nominated actress. She's in Big Fish on Broadway, playing at the...
Neil Simon on 52nd Street.
Not a bad place at all.
Love it.
Listen, we wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks, Steve.
And thank you once again for coming in.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thanks. Great. That's terrific.
Great.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Health Network, NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 College Savings Plan, TD Bank, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, Cone Resnick, and by PSE&G. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been made possible in part by Celgene.